What would you say has been your biggest financial blunder?
It's just me spending money every day as a blunder, because I don't think I've ever followed the principles of how financing a business, especially as an entrepreneur, it's supposed to be. Sometimes I find myself using my own funds to fund the business, sometimes stealing from the business to fund myself and stuff like that. There is no true line with what the company does, the company's money and my money. That it's what I'm still learning, but if it's 13 years, I don't know if I can. There's still something to learn. But basically, that's what I think it's the blunder.
The blunder every day.
The spending every day. Every time I pull out a card and I'm spending.
Yeah.
It's a blunder because there's a chance I'm using my personal card to fuel a card that's gonna do company
stuff.
Yes. Or sometimes I'm taking the business card to fuel koloi yang lumageng Blomfontein lack. So it's that. Yeah.
So you mentioned that you've been in the industry for 13 years, which is really quite commendable. In your journey as a content engineer, Lesotho, what would you say have been some of your biggest milestones?
I think milestones are usually the next client. I think 13 years ago, my biggest client then is no longer giving me work anymore. So I've moved to doing business with someone else. I have had the opportunity to work with so many companies, but I think this year mostly we were able to do international work. We've done, I think, work for SADC, we've done work for PW Water Partnership, is it something what? But it's a South African company. We've also done for Klobi, is a Swedish company, and a small work for World Bank. So that's usually the exciting, the money starts coming in euros, in US dollars. Then you start thinking, maybe this is a job, Yeah, I think that's been that. Those are the milestones. Nice. Now we're saying, can we do Namibia? Can we do Botswana? Can we do? That's, I think, the what we're looking forward to.
Wow. Wow, that's that deserves dollars, euros. I like that. So obviously, for you to be doing these big projects, you need to invest in a lot of equipment. Drones, cameras, lighting, sound equipment. What would you say has been your biggest investment? If we were to look at an average cost, whether it's in dollars or Maluti, how much have you invested in your business and why is that important?
I don't have one specific thing, but I think my equipment put together is about nearly 450,000 in the resale value I think right now as we speak. So it's just that it's an evolution of equipment. Yeah. So I was okay with a 15,000 camera. Then you realize, it can't do, I wish it could do, Then I think our camera is about 40,000 now. We're there, and we were recently just looking at other cameras at a higher spec because we want to achieve other things, Because here's the thing, good equipment will, if you, with zero skill and good equipment, that's 50% of the work done. You understand? Yes, you create these people who are really, really good at stuff would still do better with cheaper equipment. But I'm not saying you should buy
cheap equipment.
You need to find the balance of your skill and the equipment you're using. So that allows you to make good investments, Sure. But also is you don't start there, you build, because 10,000 camera was doing the work that was equivalent to the work I was doing at the time. So with time, you're getting bigger and bigger jobs, and your equipment needs to show that you are now playing in a different game.
So 450,000 is a big number. What happens when something goes wrong? Accidental damage, malicious damage, or you lose the equipment? How do you protect your peace of mind? How do you protect your equipment?
Two things I think for me that have worked is equipment haikadimani. That's like the big one. Not your brother, not your wife, not equipment. You get into some service, they work for money, but haikadimani. That's the first one. Two is for peace of mind. Is I pay insurance. I will sleep. I will leave my house. I will leave my office and I will leave my house and where I am, I'll be comfortable because I know I have insurance. If anything in any sort of thing that could happen to my equipment, I know I'll be made whole, or at least made nearly whole for my equipment. So I've never had to worry. I don't worry anymore.
Have you ever had a case where, now you have the insurance, have you ever had a case where the equipment actually got damaged, and what happened? How did you resolve that situation?
I think the recent one was, so I have a laptop now. So we did a job in the evening. I'm guessing that had been a whole day. So we pack, so as you're packing, people will help you and you don't know who was putting what where, right? I get home in the morning, after we leave the event, we get home, I unpack and everything else and I set up. The laptop, an iMac, broken screens,
Sure.
So you're like, yeah. Couldn't we just break a cable or
a whole iMac?
iMac. So then something like that happens and you're like, how? You understand? But the issue is the how doesn't help you because it really doesn't something. So then you obviously have to talk to your insurance, which is Clientcare for me. You say, guys, I have a situation. And they're like, yeah. You understand? Because I'm guessing no one wants to pay for it. No one wants to pay out money, right? True. But in my situation, I need my laptop. It's what I used to. That's what I eat. That's what fits me. That's it had been something else we could you understand. So there was that rush hour. I need my laptop as soon as possible. But also they also do have to do that due diligence of what happened, how it happened, what must happen, get codes and stuff like that. But basically it was less painful than I thought it was going to be, because in my entire life I've never had to claim anything from insurance. So I've had people talk about insurance in a way they said it was actually straightforward and stuff like that. It was not painful. So in a week or two I had my laptop and I was made whole, so it was fine.
Okay. Talking about Clientcare is an insurance brokerage company situated at Masori West, Premium House 224. They are also the sponsor of this particular video. So if you need more information about this insurance product that we're speaking about, you can go to the website, which is www.clientcare.co.ns. I will obviously also link it in the description below. But yes, if you are looking for insurance policies suited to your needs, this is the place to go. So Mr. Ogang, Beats, I love to call you Beats because there's always a beat. You also mentor a lot of up-and-coming creatives, and while we're speaking of camera, you're like, don't do that, but you work with a lot of new talent that's coming into the industry who are buying those cameras at 10,000 and building as they go along. What advice would you give them starting their careers now in the industry in Lesotho to hopefully grow to become big brands like you, working with big international clients?
It's usually is they just don't have to forget why they're doing this. This is not a hobby, it's work. So you work so you can get paid. So a lot of people forget to be paid. They will leave the money on the table. They'll get into arrangements where the money is not clear. I'm not saying the money is everything else, but it's the reason we do what we do. But also we have our own. I have kids. I have a legacy I'm trying to build and stuff like that. That's what I am. But the people I surround myself with or work with, especially the young ones, they will tell you that I'm a preacher of, I want to see them do good. I want you to work with me 2-3 years, maybe leave, go set up yourself. When I started this business, I was probably the only one at the level I was, then came men came and others came, you understand? But it's still not big enough because everyone has a camera, right? But if you say, guys, let's have a tax clearance, let's get a license, here's a job, they can't show up. So technically the industry is so tiny that probably 10-15 players out of maybe 200-300 cameras around town. So they need to take this business seriously as a business, not as a hobby. Sure. I'm not saying you shouldn't have this as a hobby. It's also nice as a side gig. But people who are doing this, who are spending the money, the issue is the money. You don't want to spend 10,000 and not get the return on that investment.
So if you are a creative and you have expensive equipment, you are able to protect and insure it against accidental damage, theft, or loss. So if you are looking for more information about this insurance product that we're speaking about, Clientcare Risk Consultants are your plug. Like I mentioned earlier on, you can get more information from them by visiting their website www.clientcare.co.ls. You can also follow them on social media. They have a Facebook page, so they can also contact them via WhatsApp, which we will link in the description below. So if you're a creative, start treating your craft like a business, and let's get them registered, licensed, so that we can get the big gigs. Like Beat says, guys, the industry is so big and there's space for every single player. So don't sleep on yourself, protect your equipment, and then do the basic things, which is like this video, drop a comment below and let us know what equipment you have, its value, and is it insured or is it not insured. And then of course, share this video with your friends, family, and everybody else so that we grow the community of trailblazers. This video was sponsored by Clientcare Risk Consultants. And until the next video, guys, love, peace, and money. Signing out. Cheers.